Recording is on.
Can you see my screen, the
Yes.
agenda?
Yeah, I think we
Okay.
can. Yeah, we can.
Okay. So we have the agenda, which is building your global presence. Isn't just about visibility; it's about strategy, storytelling, and proof. Yeah. So this is what we are going to uncover today. Number one, the visibility cap, which is the reason why talent alone is not there's no longer guarantee, like it no longer guarantees opportunity. Like your talent doesn't guarantee opportunity alone. The second one is the three pillars of global presence, which is the identity, the visibility, and proof of work. The third one is how to build a powerful digital brand, especially on LinkedIn, because LinkedIn, obviously, as we all know, is like the market itself. Like it's where you get the most recognition. The fourth one is turning projects into proof of work, showing and not telling. So it's encompasses the reason why I'm saying CVs. Yeah, CVs are all right. We have to have our CVs, but before you show someone your CV, like they have to be something, a place where they can come and be like, okay, this is what this person is all about. This is what this person is all about. This is what this person is doing. So number four, as I said, encompasses turning projects into proof of work. The fifth one is leveraging communities and global opportunities from talent hack to global talent visa. I'll explain that later. And the sixth one is the case study, which I am going to use, Rosy Jobs, my own journey from idea to innovation. And the seventh one is an action plan for career acceleration, practical steps to start now. So, well, this third slide which says why global visibility matter. So there's a saying, a popular saying that talent is universal, but visibility is not. In today's world, skill alone isn't enough. If no one can see your value, you stay invisible no matter how brilliant you are. So this saying now, I would say I can relate it to um like for techies on YouTube, a lot of people learned how to code, which I would say I'm one of them that learned how to code from using YouTube, of which we have so many Indian, tutors on YouTube. I'll come and be like, matplotlib, import this, blah, 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 Those are all technical jargons, as we all know. But if they didn't come out, if they didn't come out to put themselves out there, we wouldn't know that these guys were this exceptional. We'll just maybe belittle them and be like, oh, Indians, we know from what we've seen in the movies, the kind of people they are. But the fact that they have to come out, they're good teachers, they're very good tutors, I'll tell you. The fact they had to come out of their shell and then pose come out and then say, okay, this is what we can do and this is how we can impart knowledge to people. That is how they are making themselves visible. So that is just a story that will, match up the saying talent is universal but visibility is not. This section shows how to turn skills into visibility and visibility into opportunity. Globalization has changed the game. Recruiters now hire remotely across continents. Visa programs like the UK Global Talent Visa reward documented impacts. A personal brand has become your passport to global opportunities. Visibility multiplies your chance even when you apply. So it's still in relation with what I've said. The reason why we all have to come out, show you don't just build in silence. Like this is not a case of being an introvert. A lot of us are introverts, especially me. So, but we all have to show that, hey, we're exceptional. We actually have our onion to our hands. We know what we're doing. We know our onion. We know what we're doing, and we're putting it out there because a lot of organizations, a lot of recognition boards want to vibe. They want to know who you are other than you. Because trust me, when employers get put job outlets out there, they get loads of CVs. They get thousands of CVs. At the point they start using AI to read the ATS system to start deciphering who would stay and who would not stay. So CVs are very very boring, believe me. But the fact that LinkedIn has a section where it's like has a social media section where you show what you're doing, what you're building. Remoters can now hire remotely. A lot of people in Lagos that I know have gotten remote jobs, even whilst people abroad are actually struggling to get one because they've actually built their brand, they've built their portfolios over time, over the years. They've shown all the jobs they're doing. They've shown all the projects they're doing online just so everybody gets the traction. And that's the reason why recruiters could, see, oh, this is what we want. This guy has what we're looking for. And then they have no other options than to give them the job, as well as visa programs, like the UK Global Talent Visa. The UK is not an exception. There are other visas that are synonymous to the Global Talent Visa. These guys are actually looking for documented impact. They want to see you coming out. They want to see you on talk events. They want to see you, pitching. They want to see what this guy has upstairs. Is it just him coming out to tell us he's a back-end developer? Like, what is show us more to this. So this is the essence why this conversation is here. And I would say I would like it to be very conversational for us all to actually add. If you feel like there's something you want to add, there's always room for this. So having said that, we'll talk about the real problem, which is invisibility brilliance. So many professionals are skilled but unseen. Too many professionals are building in silence. Too many professionals are waiting for opportunities to find them. The truth, visibility is strategy. If you don't tell your story, someone else will, or no one will. So it's still in relation with what I've said. A lot of professionals are skilled, but they actually have wonderful CVs. They have vast years of experience. They have the technical know-how. They know how to do their business properly, but they are not showing, they don't have proof for it. Like just like the Nigerians saying, I say, you go show working. So they're not showing working. You get me? So people that are not showing working tend to actually be in the, like, in the waiting area. You cannot compare someone who has, like, for the past 5 or 10 years of their career journey, they've been posting, they've been showing what they're doing, they've been showing how they're building, they've been showing all the process, all their progresses, but not every time, like, it's not all the time we get positive projects, or we're all winning. Sometimes you try running codes and you're getting bugs. Some you just have to post it out there. That's why we have an open source um column in GitHub where you can just let people know that, hey, this is open source. I'm encountering an issue here. People will always come in and be like, okay, I'll guide you, I'll do this. So these things are things that actually show traction as well. Professionals are not professionals if they've not made errors and come back on their feet to tell people, okay, this is how I've stumbled, this is how I've fallen, this is how I'll give a short example. This is how I started my business with 1 cup of gari and 1 cup of oil, and today this is my venture. So, I mean, I'm giving an example. So the truth is, visibility is strategy. And the strategy we have to put in place is coming out there, telling our story, showing off. Yes, I'll say showing off. Celebrities do. They show off their blings, they show off their expensive jewelry. Techies should show off how they've come off over the years. They should show off how they've started from doing this to doing that to going to talk events to impartation to leadership. Everywhere they've added to the tech niche, they should always come out and be like, okay, this is what I've done. Recruiters value it. So the next is the 3 pillars of global presence. The first, to become global visible, you must build 3 layers, which is number 1, identity. Identity is who you are and what you stand for. Number 2 is visibility, where you show up and how consistently. Number 3 is proof of work, what demonstrates your expertise. Every successful personal brand aligns to these 3 values, which is identity. Identity, definitely, as we all know, just like identity card. Identity is basically your bio. You have to tell a story, short story of who you are and what you stand for. Oh, I'm a data analyst. I help analyze data for companies and give insights to them. That is a short bio. Your visibility is where you show up and how consistently are. Your visibility is what you do. Put it out there. How you, it's just like artists. You see some artists in the studio, they're like, they're in the they're creating beats, they're vibing in the studio, they're showing traction of their Lego. Like sometimes you don't even get to hear the sound of the music they're actually making, just so they're trying to keep their viewers in suspense. It's visibility. Artists do it. Everyone have to come out there and be like, okay, this is what I do. Show off, show off. It's not easy. If it's easy, they should do it as well. You get, so show off. In that, in the case of showing off rightly, you get support from peers, you get support from colleagues who are actually in the same niche with you, that can help you, build and stay consistent. And the third one is the proof of work, which obviously, as we all know, proof of work is obviously like your CV, the works you've done, your certifications, everything that you've done regarding your niche, your career journey, should all be compiled in one piece, and show it as a proof in a very, very impeccable way. Yeah. After the three pillars, which are the identity, the visibility, and the proof of work, we head into step one, which is your identity, your core message. So I've broken this down, but this is like step by step. I mean, at the end of this conversation, we can have the slides, just so we can actually retract and follow up on where we don't get properly. So the step one is ask. You need to ask yourself, what's my mission? What problem do I solve? Who do I help? It's a very, very short one. I don't know if someone like would want to say something. I'll give you a first example. They ask, what's my mission? Okay, my mission is to show companies that I do this, that I'm able to train models that actually help solve problems. Who do I help? I help companies, I help brands, I help SMEs, small and medium enterprises. I help myself. Like I have a company, so I help myself. So these are messages your core messages you should ask yourself, just so you know if you're how well you're going. I didn't say how far, how well you're going about your journey, as well as the clarity formula I chose rather, which is I help dash achieve dash true dash. So in the dash is there. The first one is the who, the second one is what, and the third one is how. So you say I help brands, or I help small medium enterprises, or I help companies achieve insights, or achieve their KPIs, or achieve whatever thing you're into. If you're a data analyst, if you're a systems analyst, if you're a GIS analyst, if you're software engineer, whatever you do, is like this should be the questions you should ask yourself, just so you know that your identity is, telling the right message, which is this clarity formula I gave. I help dash 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 achieve dash 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 true dash dash dash. And an example is I myself. I'm saying I help job seekers turn skills into global visibility through AI powered job tools, which is what Rosy Jobs does basically. So I don't know if someone in the house can actually just so we know we are in one interactive piece. Can someone just maybe say something in terms of identity, core message for identity, please?
Okay, let me see if I can try to get the ball rolling.
Okay.
I can say I help uh, professionals get the global talent visa through structured and classified, expert meetups via by
Perfect.
platform. So okay,
Perfect. Perfect. So that is with that we know step one ticked. We've ticked that box, which is telling ourselves the truth. Okay, what do you do? Like look at this. These are the three like main questions we should ask. What's your mission? What problems do you solve? And how do you help? So with that clarity formula, it encompasses what you're doing. I'll be like, oh, now I can say this, and then I can also give another paragraph of what I do. So you know you're at the right pattern, and you start following up on it. Thank you very much for that. The step two is building your digital presence. I use LinkedIn as a case study. So LinkedIn is your global stage. Here's how to stand out. Use a clear, value-driven headline. I'm sharing my screen. Everyone knows how LinkedIn is. So on where the headline should be, use a clear, value-driven one. Craft a summary that tells your story, not just your skills.
yeah, yeah. I think even self, I think our next session would be more on practical. steps to or optimize your LinkedIn profile. But since we're talking about it
Exactly.
now, but
Yeah,
so we'll do on a hands-on scale.
yeah. So here's how to stand out. Use a clear, value-driven headline. On your LinkedIn page, we've got like the first dashboard, which you can see LinkedIn with the dot with their logo, and then the second one is you see your profile. We all know how LinkedIn looks like. So from there, you can make a clear, value-driven headline on what you do or who you are, and then craft a summary that tells your story, not just your skill. Make it Data analysts are known to telling stories and telling it properly, just so your viewers are not bored because not everyone comes from a technical background as you. So you have to make your story not boring, make it engaging, make it, so when people look at it, be like, oh, let me have a reason to connect with this guy. He has something upstairs. So it should carry that value.
So, Mr. David,
The third,
if you don't mind, let me just show an example of my own page for the headline, so people have an idea what it
okay,
looks like.
okay, okay.
For a good few seconds. So I think an example of an optimized LinkedIn headline would be, again, not to blow my trumpet, but I think my profile has gotten me a lot of reviews and messages from other. What's happening? I think it's because you're sharing. Okay, if you can see my screen, so
Oh, do you want me to stop sharing?
no, it's fine. Don't worry. If you can see my screen,
Okay.
it'll be so keep your titles as short as possible, and then try to use very clear
Mhm.
banner images so to describe what you do, and then keep it as simple as possible. I like to suggest keep it in three bullet
Yeah.
points. Break down what you do into 3 points. So in my own case, I know how to build things, I know how to innovate, and then obviously I speak once in a while. So that's basically what a quick summary about myself. So again, not to steal the spotlight, let me hand it over to Mr. David so he continues.
So you
This will be 70 minutes.
needs to mute. All right. So the third one is thank you for the insights, Mr. Chidozie. Thank you very much. So thirdly is post valuable content weekly, not just job updates. And now there's an AI on LinkedIn that actually helps tell you the metric whereby you have to post just so you get more engagements. Like you see AI, okay, we're not talking AI now, but on LinkedIn, you have to post valuable content weekly just so you get engagement, just so your post reaches out to people. People just randomly like your post and you're not following them. You ask yourself how you tell you that's to tell you that the algorithm on LinkedIn is very, 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 very encompassing. Like the impressions reach far and wide, and the only way you can reach out to these people is via hashtags, via posting regularly, posting your content weekly, just being out there. That's one of the ways where you can actually and not just job up. They don't just be on the job area where you job seeking. Post your content, show what you do. And then the fourth one is engage with intention. Comments, insights, and gratitude posts. When somebody is winning, congratulate the person. Somebody is doing nice, congratulate the person. Share, use your comments, like this engagement actually make you also you're not just doing it because you're doing it for doing sake. You're doing it to tell your own, send your message out there. People see your profile pops up on people's timeline as well. So it's also a way of connecting and collaborating with peers. So every post is equal to a digital handshake with the world. As I said earlier, the more you post, the more you derive insight, the more you meet people, the more you connect, because LinkedIn is actually a very, very global scale. So the step three is document your proof of work. Don't say you can do it, show it. Like as I said earlier, show working. You don't just have to be like, oh, like they've said, don't be church or chore. You have to show working. So always be out there and show what you can do, show your results, show your projects or creation as living proof of your expertise. Publish your progress, share results or lessons, build in public. Like publishing your progress doesn't mean it has to be perfect. no one is perfect. We all have to, even if, I mean, we all learn every day. Rookies can as well come out and be like, okay, this is what I've done. I don't know if I'm doing it properly. Just put it out there. Believe me, you would see people who would actually be like, oh, it has to be done this way, it has to be done this way, it has to be done this way. So I built a Fitbit trainer like sometime last year, and then all of a sudden, like a student in, I don't know, Russia or somewhere actually reached out that, like, it actually gave me an impression that, oh, really, people actually, you know, I don't want to use the F word, but actually use my project, and like it was quite fascinating because I gave a comment and it was a good one. So what I'm saying in essence is people, the comment he left was if I could change the kilogram to grams. I mean, different countries use different weighing terminology. So if that worked for him, I was like, that's fine. If it's nothing, it's just a changing it just by 1,000. So all these matter a lot because the fact that now we've connected. Now, I mean, I don't know what he has done with the project, or but definitely it was for his own maybe academic purpose. So what I'm saying in essence is proof of work should always be shown. It shouldn't be hidden. Like you don't just have to keep it in your closet, because at the end of the day, you're looking for something, and you, if you really want to get where you're looking, because now, to be very frank, the job market is very saturated, very saturated. We have so many professionals. Like when I say professionals, the hierarchy is on a very high scale. People have gone far and beyond to get qualifications, get technical know-how. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. They can show proof of what they've done. But the market is not that favorable. You still need to fight your way in. And employers are, being on the shakara style. They are being, choosy, because at some points, if you apply through LinkedIn, you notice employers, recruiters view your LinkedIn profile. Like, why are these guys looking at me? Why are these guys? You see, if you had a shitty profile, recruiters will obviously, turn blind eyes on you. But if your profile actually tells a story, shows what you're doing, let's say you applied for a data analyst job, and all you've been doing on your LinkedIn is teaching people how to build their dashboards, teaching people how to use Excel, teaching people how to use Power BI, teaching people how to use Tableau. You're very conversant with the use of different skill, like different tools for, dashboarding. My dear, you are definitely going to attract these guys. They have no other option than to, book you in to hear you. I mean, it's traction and it helps in this. Let's say over 300 people apply for that job. They want to hear you because they've seen what you're doing, and they know that this is what we do here. And this guy is even doing more because he's teaching people online. So you see, this can actually make your job search easy. This can make you get what you're looking for easy, platter of gold, just like that. Why the guy who actually taught you is just having a CV, and okay, he wants them to come meet him. Nah, the job market is very saturated. You have to fight to get it, and the only way to get it is showing yourself out there. Show it. Don't just say you can do it. So the step 4 is leveraging your projects as brand stories. Turn your work into storytelling. As I said, I noticed a gap. Blah 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 blah. You should always tell stories. Be always ready to tell stories. I'm glad we have AI, we have ChatGPT who can always, with the correct prompts, can give us a very succinct storyline on what we are trying to say with the right prompts. So storytelling can be, can start with, I notice a gap in blah 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 blah. Here's what I built. You can check my work on GitHub or so Stack Overflow, and this is the, telling how your lines of code. Like, don't bore people. Remember, stories are not supposed to be boring. They don't have to tell people something that when they see your name next time, when it pops on their timeline, they just scroll past. I mean, it should be engaging. Though we know tech is not too, you know, I mean, it's an exciting niche, but it's not something people everybody wants to peep and see. It's not entertainment. If it was an entertainment story now, like Regina Daniel and Paned, everyone is hopping there. It's a story on its own. It's entertainment. It's giving gist and gossip. But this is tech, and this is where our future lies because this is where we've labored all our life and this is where we intend to eat. So in that, guys, we have to take a bold step to, show the world what we are up to, tell stories, fight. It's a war, believe me. Fights, tell stories, and then each story demonstrates initiative, skills, credibility. Your story is equal to your strategy. As I said earlier, we talked about strategy, and now your story is equals to your strategy. So step four actually talks about leveraging your projects as brand stories, and these are the short, I won't say prompt, but short phrases that guides us into storytelling. As I said, chat can help us. So the step five is engaging with growth communities. This is the most important part, I would say, because communities like Talent Hacks amplify visibility. A lot of people want to know what Talent Hack. We'll go our link and okay, send it in the comment section just so you know what Talent Hack does. Talent Hack, like, I mean, engaging with communities like Talent Hack amplify visibility. When you engage, you learn faster, you build authentic connections, you become very discoverable. You add value, share insights, celebrate others. Communities remember contributors, not spectators. Yeah. So there are loads of communities. This is networking. There are loads of other communities where you can actually there are communities for data analysts, there are communities for cybersec guys, there are communities for artificial intelligence enthusiasts, there are communities for everyone basically. So it's all about people, you know, getting in contact with them just so you find help. Oh, you're seeing your friend, he's doing this. Oh, he's actually a friend of yours has started his own. He's building his own brand. He's going viral now. He's meeting people. He's going for tech shows. He's going for tech events. Tech Kabbalah just hosted their own moonshot recently. Went, that should be a that should ginger you to do better. That should ginger you to bring your own spice out. That should be the push you need. So communities actually help. It is one of these. So someone is not mute.
Yeah, carry on. I think I'll message you. Thank you, Gabriel. Thank you, Gabriel. That's right. Well, go on, guys. Go on.
So engaging with the communities, as I said, is a very, very powerful aspect which I respect so much because at the end of the day, you can't do it alone. You can't do it alone. You have to you have to look at someone. That's just what it is. Nothing okay, just like music now. Music is always revamped. A lot of we can start listing music now. Top 10 music in Nigeria now that is on the charts. They're all revamped. Someone has sang it or has actually dropped a beat about it previously. Same thing applies to tech. You just have to have a mentor. You just have to look at someone who you're looking up to, somebody who is doing what you're looking at doing. So that way you get the engagement you want, you get the connection you want, as well as collaboration. You guys can, be like, oh, I do this, I'm a data analyst, I do this, and you're like, you're a project manager. Okay, how do we play a role? What do you think we can always do to that way you're bringing out spice, like this is what branding is all about. And as I said earlier, communities like Talent Hacks help amplify this visibility so you can get in touch. The step six is turning visibility into global opportunities. So your online proof unlock doors to remote jobs, to global talent visas, and the likes, speaking and mentoring roles, collaborations and investments. Recruiters and assessors look for impact, which is tangible change. They look for influence, which is reach and credibility and innovation. So a recruiter would rather go for someone who is actually saying what he does, who is like, it's just like somebody who when you passing by, what I say, Oshodi or My Two. You see people coming outside. They have shops inside, but they just come and put their wares on the road and they're selling, they're shouting, buy you, stuff like that. Like, this is what it's all about. This is just what it is anonymously. You get so recruiters and assessors are looking for someone who can actually show what they are doing, show this working. They don't want to spend so much resources training someone. They know, look, they know this job. Everyone, believe me, everyone with an IQ can handle this job. Everyone is like, it's a job that you can get trained and do. Take it from me. Take it from me. The percentage of jobs that you can't do even after training is a very, very small margin. Most of these jobs we can't do it because at the end of the day, when you've gone through trainings, you don't start a role with a company without being trained. Some of the training go for as long as 1 month, 2 months, some go for 3 months, depending on what the company stands for. So in essence, companies actually look for influence, they look for credibility. They want to see, oh, this guy is actually what he says he is. He said he built so thing like this. Okay, let's see him do what he's doing. And then they go through your page. You see them, they view it, but most of the times they use the paid version and you're not able to actually know their names, but you just see recruiter or someone at so view my page or something. So these guys are looking for reach, they're looking for credibility, they're looking for innovation. They want to see your real you. They don't just want to see you on CV. Everybody can make a CV. AI has made it even simpler. CVs are like paper this time around. So what matters now is you yourself, what you can bring to the table. So that's step 6. And then the case study I'm going to use is Rosy Jobs. So I said earlier, I founded Rosy Jobs. So Rosy Jobs is basically an AI job assistant for global talents. My innovation was born from the need to make talents very discoverable. It was built to help professionals turn skills into visibility. It helps deliver tailored job alerts via Telegram. It encourages confidence, proof of work, and career growth, and the proof that personal branding can evolve into innovation. So, what does Rosy Job do basically, especially for people in Nigeria? A lot of people have said they weren't able to access it. Yes, it's because we do not list Nigerian job boards because they are not verifiable. So we make use of different job boards in the UK and other parts of the, I would say, third world countries like UK, Canada, Australia. Yeah. So you could get a remote job instead from Nigeria by just using the remote prompt and then searching for the kind of job you want. So that's my case study, Rosy Jobs. So having said that, I'll go into the next one, which is use proof of work for visa and career acceleration.
So, Mr. David, if you don't mind, can you like
Yeah.
answer a quick question? I think we have one from Tony, and he's asking,
Okay.
what do you think
Okay.
about working on open source projects for proof of work?
What do I think about working on open source
Yeah,
projects?
like is it something?
So,
I guess he's asking like, is it something you advise and maybe the how to go about it if one wants to go that way?
yeah, 101%. As I said, open source project is open source project. It's something you want people to actually collaborate on. Like you're asking for help in a professional way. You're not asking, oh guys, I need help. Like it's like you asking people how it depends. I don't know from what you're saying though, it's not properly elaborated, but I don't know if you're talking about CV. Like I don't know
Yeah.
if it's your CV per se. Can
Okay.
I
Well,
think sorry, I don't know if you can
yeah, yeah.
ask the
I
question.
think I'm here, but I think it's. I agree with you. I think it's along the lines of just contributing to open source project, like you said, things like on GitHub
Yeah.
or GitHub. I think
Okay.
obviously once you contribute, you can always make reference to this, especially if it's a bigger project. Again, I'm also talking in the aspect of coming from a developer perspective, like Mr. was
Yeah.
saying. So you can always contribute to open source projects. Always make sure that your contributions are visible and they are approved and
Yeah.
put into the list. And then I think you're good to go. Sorry to cut you short, there, Mr. David.
Thank you very much for that. I mean, that's the answer to the question because open source projects are for people to actually contribute and make things better. So, and I'm a big fan of that. The next one is use proof of work for visa and career acceleration. For programs like the Global Talent Visa, your digital footprint matters. So a lot of people will be asking, or some people are not too sure what Global Talent Visa is. It's a route in the UK where you can actually come from Nigeria, if you're in Nigeria, to the UK and live in the UK, spending like I think 3 to 5 years, depending on the route you're going through. So Global Talent Visa is a route for people to come into the country and live, come into the country with their spouse as well and live. So and a lot of people in the tech niche, a lot of people in the arts niche and different other niches are, eligible. So, but we, the techies, we know our onion, we know what we're doing, and that's the reason why we always use Global Talent Visa as a typical example. So for programs like Global Talent Visa, your digital footprint matters, which is your personal brand, which shows recognition, your proof of work, which shows evidence, and then your consistency that shows credibility. So these are the three watchwords companies, these are the three watchword organizations look out for. Organizations like Technician, this is what they actually look out for. They want to see who you are, they want to see if you're recognized, they want to see your impacts, they want to see the evidences of what you claim to have. They want to see, they don't just want to see, they want to feel it. They want to see dates, they want to see traction, they want to see how you've come up with this, to see, and then the credibility as well. If it was forged, if it was, manipulated, they want to see your consistency, how far you've been coming up with it. Did you just come into the scene in the last 3 months? Did you just have you been on this for the past 5 years, for the past 3 years? So this and many more are the reasons why we need to start. I mean, it's never too late to start it. They said, I don't want to go into an adage now, but it's never too late to start something. It's never ever too late to start something. And the best time is now. And then the key takeaways from our talk today is visibility is the new credibility. Your story is your strategy. Build once, showcase often. Build once, showcase often. Communities accelerate growth, and then proof of work is your digital passport. You're not just a professional, you're a brand in motion. So these are the key, my own key takeaways, and I know some other people would. Will ask the question at the end for people to tell us what their own takeaways are. Thank you. The floor is open now for
Oh, all right.
questions.
That was an exhilarating one. So I think we spent the floor is open for questions. If you cannot talk, you can write it in the chat. Maybe we'll take a few, or then maybe say 3 to 5 questions so that we can wrap it up and everyone can call it a day. But it's been a very interesting one. I think Mr. David has touched on a lot of points that are very very important, and obviously, among also everything he said, don't. I think if it also to add from to what you said, don't overthink it, right? Always try to find a way that you can tie your experience to the result or the solution you're trying to pass. So if you're an automation engineer or a data scientist, always find personal events that people like yourselves or Nigerians like us have experienced. That way, you're able to communicate effectively. People don't remember your solution, but they remember how you make them feel. So if you make them feel connected to you, they can always come back to you. And then that's what David was saying. Whenever they see your post online, you're always quick to comment, share, like whatever it is. You'll be surprised the amount of traction it is. You may be slow, but you will get there. So,
Steady.
questions, anyone? Questions, anyone? If you have, you can type it in the chat or you can ask verbally. Okay. So, David, if you don't mind, can you start sharing so I can just share some information and then we
Right.
can call it a day? Thank you guys once again for coming today. I know a lot of you may not even know who we are, so I'm going to share some information, some slides, or not some slides, some pages, right, on LinkedIn. So I'll start from myself, even though this was supposed to come in the beginning, but my name is Chidozie Managwu. I am the founder of Talent Acts, and I am quite active on LinkedIn. So you can always follow me on LinkedIn and connect there. I'm happy to share my contact details, for via WhatsApp, and we can chat more about the whole global talent visa thing. It's a very interesting route because it helps you, like Mr. David has already said, it helps you to migrate from Nigeria or even anywhere from the world. To be honest, they have different aspects or different arms, but we focus majorly on the tech side for now. We're migrating to that to the much more artistic side and research areas. So again, this is my page on LinkedIn. You can follow me there and reach out to me. Next, I'll be sharing Mr. David's own page as well, so you guys can also check him out. Quite active on LinkedIn as well. He'll be doing a lot of data analysis, and he has a lot of very interesting projects. If I may say, you're always something you can find on his GitHub profile to keep you engaged, especially if you're in the data science and data analytics section. And then lastly, we look at Talent Hacks page. Again, in summary, we are also a platform that helps you navigate the global talent visa. What we essentially do is we have a couple of experts. I think we're about 10 of us, and even more are joining by next year. We help you obviously arrange all of your proofs, tell you what works, what doesn't work, and then you can navigate the process and get your credentials or proof ready enough for you to apply for the visa. So that's what we feel in summary. We help you to fill that gap. For now, we're mostly on in the tech side, which I assume most of us are here, but we still have some other experts in arts and culture and also in the research world. So if you're ever interested in any of this, you can reach out. Again, we are LinkedIn. And okay, so before we go, actually a question came in. Yes, question came in. So the first question here is from Uchechi. She's asking, I think it's that to Mr. David. She's asking,
Okay.
for someone that has issues with inconsistency, what's the advice on how on you? What's your advice on how to put yourself out there in order to get more visibility?
Okay. Thank you very much, JC, for the question. I'll say for someone that has inconsistency is an issue that is built as a result of not following up. So all you have to do is to be in a community, have a friend or have friends, group of friends, like-minded friends that will guide you, that will urge you to actually do more. That's just what it is. Maybe your the group of friends you have are not very steady with going out there posting, or they are not properly motivated. That's the word. So the fact that you're not properly motivated will actually make you not do more, or maybe you're very cool at your. So just meet people like minds that actually want to do more, that want to push, like people that are tired of that don't want to be in their comfort zone anymore.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
people would actually urge you
I
to
agree.
come out there.
I agree with you. I agree with you. That's very correct. A lot of the time, I think if it's a lot of the things that one has to do alone has requires a lot of self discipline, which people may not have, or again, I understand that it may get exhausting. So having a community, especially even if it's online, it mustn't be physical, but try to have a community so that once they are moving, obviously the momentum will pick you up as well. So it could be physical, it could be, I think a lot of Nigerians, there are a lot of developer silos. I know there are some in Abuja, some in Lagos, some in Port Harcourt. So my suggestion is try and pick one, right? Always go out, try to network, go to events. It may seem boring, but you're not going to the event to just go and take pictures. You're going there to meet people like yourself because you don't know who you will meet, and you guys will be the next money points.
Hmm.
Thank you. Ralph has his own question. He says, "Can someone with 3 years in data science apply for the global talent?" Okay, I think
Yes, that's where talent hack
yeah,
comes in.
I think I'm in a better position to answer that. So
Yeah.
3 years of experience in IT, which is picking back to what Mr. David has said all through this session, right? Again, I think it's using my personal experience is something I faced in Nigeria. We are sort of caught in the era of the perpetual loop of what's working. In some cases, you may have the experience, but if you're not visible enough, what that means is, if you, for example, the way I like to tell people most times is, if you search for your name and you do not see a lot of things that is pointing you to a global talent status, because what you're saying is, if they put you on the level of some other developer guy in Ukraine or in Russia or in some other first world country, are you able to compete on the same level? Yes, you may be in your head, but if you don't have enough traction to show that what you have been doing is recorded, be it GitHub repos, good documentation, writing blogs, speaking at events, again attending events, taking pictures. If you don't have all of this track record, it's very hard for you to prove it to someone else, because yes, you may be saying, "Oh, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good," but if you cannot prove it to me, I don't know you're good, except maybe I see things you've done, right? So that kind of stuff. So if you have 3 years of experience in data science with some traction, maybe some blog posts here and there, some good repos, you'll be part of some team members, you can get recommendations, fine, it works. But other than that, this is where talent aggregate comes in. I think overall, even if you don't have it, we would be able to guide you through and say, okay, this is where you're lacking, this is where you're not lacking, this is what you can improve. Or again, if you have good records, then you can just move ahead. So to talent is not just a platform that just come and gives you to AI. You would meet real people like myself, Mr. David. I think about the remaining 8 experts, so about 10 or 15 of us now. So there are lots of humans that you meet that will guide you along the way, step by step. So again, Talent is online globally, so you can just check it out at talenthacks.com. Try and look around and see what it benefits you, or reach out to me on LinkedIn, and we can have a discussion about it. Okay, guys. You guys have been quite an interesting group session today. So, and I'm sure even Mr. David would agree. Ask some very interesting questions, and we hope to see a lot of you again in the next session that we'll have, which will be much more practical, like I said, more hands-on on how to arrange or modify your LinkedIn profile. We'll talk about things like your headers, your image, your banners, and all that stuff, because those are the kind of things that influence your visibility online. Because think about it, if you're a CEO or a hiring manager, these are the kind of things that you also look at to on people's profile, and if they're not there, it wouldn't pass on to confidence to you. But all the same, I'm very glad that people managed to join us, all 17 of you, which was very, very nice. Great session, and I actually learned a lot of things as well from Mr. David. Hope you guys did too. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Raf. Thank you, Uchechi. Thank you, Larry. Thank you, Mary.
Thank you, Mary Linda.
Thank you, all of you for coming, all right? Again, follow us on LinkedIn. Follow us on connect us on LinkedIn. Don't be scared. On WhatsApp, whatever it is. I'd love to help you guys. All right, cheers.